Hey guys, in today's lesson video, I'm going to give you guys 3 really good tips to create a full turn and to free up your rotation to the top of the backswing. So let's get straight into the video with the first tip. So the first tip is that we have to focus on our trail hip and our trail pelvis. So for a right-handed golfer, we have to focus on our right hip. So for the setup position, we have to get our right hip to work around us, and we have to get our right hip to rotate more towards the target in this manner. What this is going to allow us to do is it's going to free up our rotation, because what a lot of amateur golfers do is that they saw a lot of old school videos about keeping our lower body very quiet, and what happens is that they try to keep their knee flex forever, and they try to wind up their upper body without rotating and freeing up their trail hip. And what happens is that from this position, if I just keep my knee flex forever and try to keep my lower body quiet, even for myself, I could only rotate my upper body to around 45 degrees at most, maybe even 30 degrees. So what we have to do is we have to free up our right hip for right-handed golfers, so just our trail hip. We have to get our right hip to work around us and more towards the target. And we could also get our right leg, our trail leg, to straighten out in this manner. And then a lot of golfers will question about straightening out your trail leg. And honestly, in my opinion, if you're lacking mobility in your golf swing, you must straighten out your right leg, your trail leg, in some manner. It could be a little or it could be a lot. As long as we don't lock out our knees, and as long as we rotate while we straighten our trail leg, we shouldn't have a problem. Because even in early Tiger Woods stages, back in around 97, when Tiger Woods was very, very flexible, he was able to keep his knee flexed, and he was able to have a lot of rotation to the top of the backswing. But even now, if we see Tiger's modern swing from around 2019 to current, what we would see is that you can see that his trail leg is starting to straighten out while he's getting to the top of the backswing, because even Tiger's getting older and losing his mobility. So if you want to free up your rotation and create a full turn to the top of the backswing, the first thing we have to do is we have to get our trail hip to open up and get our trail leg to straighten out. And another quick tip is, how much do we have to straighten out our lead leg? And that's different for every individual, but as long as we don't lock out our knees, like I said, we'll be in a good position. So think about a leg press in the gym. We should be able to extend our trail leg and extend to the top of the backswing, but we don't want to lock out our knees, because of course we want to prevent injury. The second tip we're going to talk about to get into a full turn position at the top of the backswing is we have to focus on our ribs rotating to the top of the backswing instead of our shoulders. Because what we have to realize is that from our setup position, we could have shoulder turn, but we could still not lack rotation to the top of the backswing. So the first thing we have to do is do the first step, free up our trail hip and straighten out our trail leg. And then the second step we have to do is we have to get our ribs to rotate and focus on our ribs and our belly button instead of focusing on shoulder rotation. Because if we focus on our belly button and focus on our ribs rotating more towards the camera in this manner while freeing up my trail hip, my shoulders will follow along without any hesitation. But vice versa, if I focus only on my shoulder plane, my midsection and my lower body might not follow. So if you focus on our belly button, it's going to get us into a very good position, into a full turn position every single time. So if I just put the button of the club on my belly button and the grip down the shaft, in this position, we're going to do the first step, free up our trail hip rotation, working around us, and my belly button and my ribs are also going to work around and face more towards the camera in this position right here. And this is the first step, and the second step to creating that full turn to the top of the backswing. The last and final step and the last and final tip to create that full turn is to not keep your head down and to stop looking at the golf ball. So let me explain. So if we keep our head down, for myself, if I keep my head down and try to rotate to the top of the backswing, I could only get around halfway back at most. What we have to realize is that my head position, my eye position, we could rotate our head and we could still stay pretty centered to the top of the backswing. We don't have to keep both our eyes directly on the ball, and we don't have to keep our head down forever, because for some reason, everything else we do in life is very natural. We could rotate, move our head around, we could do whatever we want, but in the golf swing, everybody wants to become very stiff and they want to be a robot. They want to keep their head down and they want to get into a perfect backswing top position. And if you could keep your head down and if you could have a full turn, there's nothing better. But if you could do that, you're probably not watching this video. So if you're having mobility issues, it's okay to rotate your head. We still want to keep our eyes on the golf ball, but we don't have to keep our head down. Because even if I rotate my head in this manner right here, I can still see the golf ball. We don't have to get our head to stay down and rotate to the top of the backswing. We could rotate our head to the top of the backswing as long as we keep our head centered. We don't want our head to move off the golf ball. We still want to keep our head centered, but it's okay to rotate your head, and you'll be amazed at how much, if we just loosen up our neck and rotate our head and our neck with our body turn, you'll be amazed at how much and how quickly we could achieve that full turn to the top of the backswing. So follow these 3 steps, and if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments below. And for in-person or online lessons, I'll leave all the information in the description below. Thanks, guys.